What is up, my dudes? Donald John here, back again with my first place KASHTIRA deck profile. Honestly, guys, this deck is just really good. Yeah, enough said. I mean, I took this to my locals. Um, there was a couple of KASHTIRA players, but I didn't really play the mirror. This deck just, I mean, it doesn't even matter. Like, this deck just has answers to everything. I mean, I played branded sprites. I mean, you name it. There's times where I even got Nibiru and I still came back from it. Honestly, I'm like, I feel really comfortable with this list. If you guys want to try it out, go ahead and try it out. This deck is really worth it. I know it's a little expensive right now. So if you're a budget player, I don't know. I mean, branded is still a good deck. You can even play it without the bestials. It's still totally fine. Still a really good deck, but honestly, guys, this deck is absolutely amazing. The literally like the just the fact that these regular monsters that usually go into XZ monsters, like you don't even need to go to XZ monsters. You can literally just kill your opponent with just the effect monsters themselves. Like Unicorn alone is just broken. Fenrir alone is just broken. Like you don't even need the extra deck. But the extra deck is very helpful because a Rice Heart is a walking macrocosmos, which does stop a lot of games. You also have Shangri-Ira to lock your opponent's zones out. I mean, it's very toxic, and there's a reason why your opponent has to play against you with like siding Lava Golem, main decking Lava Golem, maining Nibiru, maining Ash. But I mean, those two are like staples anyways. But yeah, I mean, honestly, this deck is fair. It's not like tier format, but yeah. Other than that, like this deck is just absolutely amazing. But you know, all right, enough chit chatting. Let's just dive into the deck profile. Okay. All right. So we're on triple unicorn. This card's self-explanatory. You have to play 3. Search your spell cards. Honestly, guys, if this is the card to Ash. If you Ash it, it does kind of hinder the deck a lot. And honestly, it just depends on what you have in your hand. If you're a KASHTIRA player, but the unicorn does hurt. But I mean, if you have an extender, that's great. But yeah, this card's absolutely amazing, guys. It's just there's times where I even killed my opponent even just using a unicorn, so it's busted. Triple Fenrir, really good card. This card, honestly, like Unicorn and Fenrir, even without the extra deck, they actually won me a lot of games. I'm not gonna even cap on that. Like, there's times where they're so focused on just not even letting me summon a Rice Heart or even getting rid of a Rice Heart, getting rid of Shangri-Ira. And this card is just really good. I mean, just Fenrir and Unicorn is just really good. It helped me win games alone. So these cards are just really good. Triple Rice Heart. You could play 2. Honestly, like playing 3 kind of helped with the consistency. Like I never really brick with this deck, and it's surprising because you do run a lot of like hand traps. You do kind of run some like tech cards in here that would kind of make you think like, okay, I think it should be able to brick, but it actually doesn't. Like this deck is really consistent. I think adding a 3rd Rice Heart kind of like boosts the consistency a little bit because either or, like if I have a Rice Heart and I have a KASHTIRA Theosis, like I can still summon a Rice Heart and use Theosis on a Rice Heart. So it's just like it's still a really good card to have in your deck. But you could cut it to 2. It's totally fine. 3 is just amazing, guys. 3 is just really amazing. If you have 3, go for it. But whatever works for you. If you want to try 2, it's perfect too, but not 1. 1 Ogre, really good card. This card's really good. Search your traps. There's times where people are like don't even respect the Ogre, and that's I mean I don't know why you guys don't respect it. This card's really good just to get into your what's that? I'm like blanking out right now. Your Big Bang. Just to get into your Big Bang preparations. It's really good. It's another free body on the field, especially if you have no monsters. This card actually won me a game because they didn't really respect Ogre as much, and I basically evenly matched because Big Bang is technically an evenly matched. So it's just a really good card. So yeah, 1 Ogre, one Scareclaw KASHTIRA. This card's really good, especially because it can attack and defense. And not only that, like it's a quick effect. People keep forgetting it's a quick effect. That you can literally special summon this card from your hand. Doesn't even matter whose turn it is, just as long as it's in the main phase. But yeah, this card's really good. There's times where this card actually saved me some games. So, but yeah, Scareclaw really good. All right, and that's it for the KASHTIRA monsters. And then we run triple Ash. I like my secret rare right here. So triple Ash Blossom, staple. Gets rid of Branded Fusion, gets rid of a lot of problematic cards. I also played Mathmex. It's a really, really good card. Yeah, enough said. This card's a staple. Like against Branded, this kind of kills Branded Fusion. It also helps in the mirror match. The mirror match is really helpful. So Ash Blossom is very, very needed. And you can summon it too because I do run Baron. So it's honestly like this card actually helped me win a lot of my matches too. Also because I run Baron, and there's times where I summon it, and then I special summon KASHTIRA monster, and then I summon a Ash Blossom, synchro into Baron, and especially if you have Birth in your hand, that's just full combo right there. So it's just like and you're protected for Nibiru, so you don't have to worry about it. But Ash is just really, really good, especially in this format now. Even with this deck, it's just really good. Double Nibiru. So my idea with running 2 and not 3. 3, yes, because you do want to see it, which I do see the reason why people are running 3 Nibirus. My reasoning is like 2 is perfectly fine for me because there's times where like, especially in this deck, because I do kind of run a lot of tech cards. And honestly, like if I run 3, I there's times where I drew 2, and honestly, like I don't want to see 2 Nibirus. I just want to see 1, honestly, and I'm totally fine with just having 2 of these. Because you want to see and you don't want to see at the same time. Obviously, you want to see in the mirror, and obviously, you want to see in certain matchups, especially against Mathmex or any other decks. Even Branded, because Branded do be summoning 5 monsters too. So this card is really, really good. But honestly, it's really, really good at 2. If you want to test it out at 3, go for it. But it works really, really good at 2. I mean, I drew it almost in every game, and I actually use it in almost every game. So it's a really, really good card. But Double Nibiru. Then we run Triple Planet. I mean, staple. 1 Terraforming, staple. People keep forgetting about the attack boost. Honestly, the attack boost is actually what won me the game. Like, just the fact that like you can literally gain attack just based off of any monsters on the field. Obviously with different attributes, but it's just really, really good. So I mean, there's times where I Nibiru'd, and my Nibiru would gain more attack than the token. So it's just like, well, obviously because he had a lot of monsters and so did I, and I was able to just swing over it. It don't help. It also doesn't help either when your opponent be summoning Link monsters, and I just put in defense, and you know Link monsters don't have defense, so the token don't really count it. But this card's really, really good. And then yep, that's 1 Terraforming there. Triple Cashier Theosis, really, really good card. I don't know. I saw people playing it at 2. Honestly, 3 is just really, really good. Even if you be banished, even when you banish it, it's still good because you get to add a lot of resources that are banished. I mean, this card does everything, honestly. They have to respect this. If they don't respect it, I mean, you're getting another body, and they just have to respect this. Either they're gonna ash it, or they're gonna do something with it. But yeah, this card's really, really good. This is why it's a ash. Technically, it's an ash target. Like they have to target this card for ash or unicorn. Unicorn's number 1. Like you have to hit unicorn. But if they have an extender, that kind of just sucks. That's just unfortunate. But yeah, Triple Cashier Theosis is really, really good. Triple Birth. Honestly, like the more I play this card, the more I see how broken and problematic this card is. And what's funny is that this card's like really, really cheap. So that's the really hilarious thing about it. I think this card is probably arguably the best Kashtira card in the entire deck. It does 3 things in 1. I mean, you can normal summon a level 7 monster without tributing. That's the first thing, and that's not even an effect. And also, like, you get to Monster Reborn, a Kashtira monster from the Banished or from the Grave, which is really, really good. And obviously, another thing too, if your opponent activates like any spell, especially Branded Fusion, you just be banishing those 3 monsters. So like, I mean, who doesn't want to, you know, be banishing cards from your player's graveyard? Because I mean, that's what the whole theme about this deck is about, like just banishing cards. So yeah, this card is just nuts. This card wins so much games. They have to respect it. They have to pop it. They have to get rid of it. They really have to get rid of this. Your opponent doesn't get rid of it. I mean, you're way ahead. You're way ahead. I mean, if they clear your board and they don't respect this, like you still have a comeback play. You don't even have to stress about it. Like they can banish your monsters. They can get rid of it somehow. You're gonna bring it back regardless. So, I mean, this card's bonkers, to be honest with you. Triple Prosperity, really good card. I mean, this honestly, I love this card so much. Honestly, it deserves a reprint. I want this card to get a reprint because I kind of want, yeah, I want a reprint already. Like it has to happen. Like this card's been out forever and it's been too expensive. But I mean, it's been expensive for a reason. Like this card can literally dig your whole deck just for one essential card, and it's really really insane. You not only get to choose what cards you want to banish from your extra deck, but you also get to essentially choose what you want to add in your hand. I mean, digging 6 cards is really good. Even sometimes digging 3 is just really really good. So especially in this build, like you're gonna see something, which is why I love this card in this deck. But does it deserve reprint? Yes, 100% Konami. Like this card needs a reprint ASAP. All right. Triple Eclipse. I mean, you have to run this. It's become a staple, especially in this KASHTIRA format. It's a staple. Triple Forbidden Lance. This is one of my tech cards, but I mean, it's pretty popular nowadays, especially in the cash deck profiles. I'm not the first one with this idea, obviously, but this card is really, really good. It's honestly like it's just crazy how like the amount of protection this card provides. Like, I mean, they're gonna like either lightning storm you, they're gonna imperm you, they're gonna do something to your monsters, whether it's even a spell or traps. They're gonna be doing something to your board. And this card honestly like protects you. There's times where I even targeted their monsters when they're attacking me, and they lose 800, and that honestly like sways into my favor. So this card does a lot, and I didn't know it does that much, especially in this deck, until the more and more you play it. It's just like you realize this card's essential. It's kind of like a staple, because your opponent wants to get rid of your cards so much that they are willing to main deck spell or trap removal, and it's just like this card. It's amazing how much it can protect. It's honestly really amazing, and I didn't give it that much respect in the past, but I'm giving it respect now. This card's really really cool. I really like it. One birth. I mean, not one birth. One KASHTIRA Big Bang. Enough said. This card does everything. It's an evenly match. It could also special summon a monster that's under your XZ monster. It's just this card literally does everything. So one pre-preparations. I mean, again, another monster reborn. It could be monster reborn, your banished monster, or a monster in your hand. Really good too, and it has another effect too. When your opponent activates trap. I mean, look at your opponent's hand. Banish one card. I mean, face down. I mean, there's times where I don't use it that much, but Labyrinth's a thing. Trap Trick's a thing. I did play against Trap Trick, so yeah, this card's really really good. Last but not least, Triple Imperm. Yeah, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. This card's just really, really good. All right, that's it for the main deck. The main deck's at 40. I don't think I'd want to increase it at all. I tried increasing it. It was terrible. So for me, it works at 40. And then we got, okay, this card's obviously for that lock, Ibli lock, which I've never played against it. So I think because they know, like, hey, there's no point of just Ibli locking them because they're just going to, like, use a monster in their extra deck anyway. So yeah, there's no really point of just using this. I never even use this, honestly. I just kept banishing it off of prosperity, so this card's like whatever. We run triple Shangri-La. Really really good. There's times where this card actually won me matches just by defending. Like just using its protection actually like helped me win games, and helped me like basically like he had to pass his turn, my turn, I get extra resources, especially during standby phase. It's like, yeah, this card's really good. The fact that like it has that little extra layer of standby phase to be able to special summon any KASHTIRA monster in your deck, it's really really helpful and really disgusting. So that's that. One Big Eye, good card. One Dark Arm. There's times where I actually went to this, but I go into this way more. I go into Big Eye way more. Dark Arm, I go into it. Would I want to cut it? I don't think I would, honestly. I like this card, but it's situational. And then 2 of 89, Diabolicis, the Mind Hacker. Yeah, this card, honestly, like this card poses a lot of problems. Your opponent does not want you to look at their extra deck and be banishing one of their cards. This is the reason why your opponent also has to play around this card with the extra deck. So not only that to play around your deck by main decking cards, they also have to play around your deck by putting cards in their extra deck. You're bumping it up to 2 or 3. This card poses a lot of problems, which as a Kashtira player, you love to cause problems. I mean, that's just who we are. All right, so then 1 Red Eyes, Flare Meldo Dragon. I went to it a couple times. It's okay. It's all right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll cut it. It's honestly, it's okay. The burn damage is nice, but I think that's all. That's all it's good for, really. Double AA Zeus. Really good card. There's times where I went to it. I went into it a couple times. The times that I did go into it, it's broken. Like, honestly, this card's really good, and I love it at 2 because you banish 1 off a Prosp, and if not, like, you just have the second one there just in case. So yeah, this card's good. Okay, not last, but triple Rise Heart. Really good. Again, I run 3 for a reason. There's times where I actually even use all 3 in a game. Yeah, I know, right? You're like, what the? But, you know, running triple Rise Heart, really good in your main deck, and now running triple Rise Heart in your extra deck is really good. This card just Walking Macrocosmos, just banish monsters on the field. Any card that's, I mean, like, you could also like stack this on top too. So it's like a Zodiac, Macrocosmos, and it just, you could also banish the card. It's a quick effect too, so it's just like this card, man, this card does so much, guys. I just honestly, this card might be the reason why Kashtira gets hit. It's this and maybe Shangri-Ira, maybe even 89 too. But this card poses a lot of problems. So yeah, this card's amazing. 1 Baron de Fleur. This card's really good. I've been saying that with every card, but honestly, like, this deck is just busted. Yeah, Baron de Fleur though, like the protection off of Nibiru, the protection off of any, like, the Omni Negate is very necessary, especially if you're going first, and if you're able to summon it, you have protection right away. And honestly, like, who doesn't want protection? And like Ash is just so versatile in this deck. Like, you can either use it in a combo, you can use it in a combo, or you could also use it against your opponent. So like Ash is just so good. The fact that you can summon this, you have an Omni, you can protect yourself. You can also pop cards, which I have used that effect a lot more. Yeah, this Baron is just really good. And that's it for the extra deck. All right, for the side, I run 3 Kaijus. Honestly, there's times where I wish I had Lava Golem, so I might be cutting these for Lava Golem. I know I should have run Lava Golem, so yeah, next time I'm just gonna have to run Lava Golem, or maybe Gamma Seal, because I mean, these cards are okay, but yeah. Okay, so my opinion on these is just the fact that, like, I don't want to waste a normal summon, but then again, like, Cash doesn't really need a normal summon. It's just special summons a lot, and I really realize that, especially like playing a lot more. And I'm thinking I'm just cutting these just completely. I might, who knows? But yeah, Lava Golem, I'm just gonna have to put it in here one way or another. All right, and then triple DShifter. Guys, this card won me a lot of games. So yeah, I mean this card just does everything. There's times where, like, you don't even, like, even under this, it doesn't even hurt you. The fact that you could run this and not even worry about DShifter is just, it's crazy. Like, you don't even have to worry about this card. Even if they DShifter you, which I highly doubt it because they will never do that. But if they DShifter you, you're just like, okay, like, whatever. But this card's so good, especially in your deck. This card's really good. But yeah, respect the DShifter, guys. Still, wow, 1 Book of Moon, because I do run Crossouts in the side. So there's a reasoning to this. Book of Moon is good, and I respect Book of Moon. Me playing it, it's just there's times where I kind of bricked with it too much. So siding it does help, because I know other Cash players main deck Book of Moon. So I do run Crossouts, and I just crossed out the Book of Moon basically to negate it. It's either you do that, you go that route, or you also can just Forbidden Lance, which Forbidden Lance is actually really good. So honestly, I might just cut it. You know, I don't know. Haven't you really cited it that much? There's times where I did, and there's times where I didn't even see it. So it's just like, it's okay. But Book is still a really good card. Not saying anything about Book, but so far as for me playtesting it, it's okay. Double Lightning Storm. Really good card, especially against any Trap Tricks, Labyrinth, any heavy spell or trap deck, even against heavy monsters, especially like against Dragonlings. It's really good. Yeah, they can come up with a big board of negates, but they can't So basically, sometimes it depends on their end board, especially Dragonlings, because they end up with a lot of negates and interruptions. It's either you do something for them to kind of force their little Omni negate, then use Lightning Storm, or you use Lightning Storm because you're comfortable of like, okay, I can play through the rest because he just negated Lightning Storm. Sometimes this card's a bait card, but this card's really really good nonetheless. So yeah, everyone has to respect Lightning Storm. It's just kind of, they just have to. One Heart Piece, Feather Duster. You know, I don't really like trap decks, guys. Okay, so we run double Crossouts, and I don't have my other copy because I had to borrow it. But I will be getting another one. But double Crossouts, really really good card. Yeah, you're just gonna have to respect it regardless. This card's really really good, and honestly, I was thinking of maining it, but I'm still testing it. So, but 2 worked totally fine. Honestly, like, I don't even see this card. I never even seen this card, but I know it works in theory. Like, I know it works. I know it could literally just if they Nibiru you, you can literally just use this, take out your Nibiru, and you could also be Nibiru proof, and also Ash proof. But yeah, I've never seen it, but I just know it's good in theory. Last but not least, triple dimensional barrier. Really really good card. Yeah, enough said. I mean, this can stop Branded, this can stop KASHTIRA. I mean, like, this card's really really good. So yeah, enough said. But yeah, I mean, that's it for my deck profile, guys. Yep, that's it. This deck is really really good. Honestly, like, if you have the money, I'd recommend playing it. If not, like, you can play Branded. Like, this format is very diverse, so you can literally play any deck you want. You could even play Trap Chicks, and you can still do really really good in like locals or even regionals or YCS. So yeah, although it's kind of tough to play against KASHTIRA, but honestly, like, you can literally play any deck. It's not like tier format. Tier format is kind of unfair. So, but yeah, other than that, guys, like, I really appreciate the love and support. And yeah, combo video is coming up pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, guys, yeah, just leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe comment on whatever guys you want to see in the future. Just let me know. But yeah, this is your boy Donald John here, signing out. Peace.